Hello and welcome to Critical Strike 98. I'm Josh, and here with me is Kyle.
Don't point it at me, you faggot.
And Bill.
Hi. Out in the cold, out in the dark, something's lurking at the edge of the park. People be warned, people beware, there's a storm on the rise and it's covered in hair. Hear him cry, hear him howl, looking for someone to disembowel. Claws like a hook, eyes like coal, feet so big they're gonna crush your soul. They call him Sasquatch.
I love that you start last week's show with insulting Jews and now you move on to homosexuals.
What?
What?
Well, to be fair, wasn't it blacks and Jews?
No.
No, is it?
To be fair, faggot now is an insult towards Harley-Davidson owners and drivers. It no longer means gay. We're insulting Harley drivers.
What?
When did this happen?
The South Park episode last year. I hate them motherfuckers, man.
South
No
Park?
one
Me
likes
too.
Harley Davidsons. No one. The only people that like them, the people that drive them. If you haven't watched that episode, do it, and you will love it. It's the worst.
Huh.
I hate those people.
Maybe they should make a meme about you, Bill.
Yeah, but that's just too easy.
About how you hate
I
things.
actually have the perfect picture for that one, too.
Cool.
Bitter Bill.
Unfortunately, it's at work, so it has to wait.
Do we ever tell a story on the podcast about that time I printed out a picture of Kyle and put it in the back of my computer monitors in my
Yeah.
office?
Yeah, I believe we did.
Okay, never mind.
I don't want
So, Josh, do you want me to rip through my game since I know you have a huge list of things to talk
Whoa,
about?
Bill. Whoa. Whoa. Let's talk about what's happened that's interesting with both of you in the last couple weeks.
I know, it was
Kyle?
just a joke.
Not really.
Bill.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go over here now, because you're a little angry.
One might say Yeti-like.
Moving on.
Okay.
Now, what's up? What you got?
No.
Yeah,
No.
something about tearing out your sink and throwing it at Frona?
No, the sink stayed, but the faucet broke, and I lost my temper trying to take the old one out. It's not really a story, just kind of an admission of my own short temper.
How'd you fail at taking out a faucet? How did you fail taking out a faucet?
I didn't fail, I just lost my temper. Because the people that put it in there were clearly inept. The plumber, I should say. The person that plumbed the entire situation, idiot. Yeah. Well, normally on sinks, we have like hoses that just screw onto the faucet and screw onto the wall, right?
Welcome to Plumbing Cast.
Well, this son of a bitch had cut off all of the threads and actually soldered and welded on copper pipe from the faucet to the wall for some fucking reason. So in his mind, he was like, this is never going to go anywhere. Yeah, exactly, dickface, until someone like me has to take it off. It's a terrible mess.
One
Sorry.
day, this one jackass will buy this home. And he will never
How
be
old's
able
your
to-
house?
Oh, man, not but 6-7 years, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's
Ish.
just an old-fashioned plumber.
I think so. Like, I lost it. Because the main reason is there's no, like, what attached the faucet to the cast iron, because we have this big cast iron sink, to what fashioned it to that is this little nut up in there, and then there's no room for tools.
No.
So they had clearly put it on the sink and then flipped it over and put this thing in so that they didn't have to do all the hard work, and then just soldered this thing to the wall. Well, trying to get it out of there, it was... The dogs weren't around because I was yelling. Alone. Thank God Frona wasn't here. Very embarrassing. Maybe I threw some stuff.
Maybe you started a hissy fit.
There was some hissy fits going on.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Enough to where I was looking up the number of the home builder so that I could find the plumber that had done it so he could explain himself to me on a Saturday evening.
Bill just has a setup in his basement, almost like war games, where it's just calling every number for plumbing, and it's just the computer asks, "Did you build the plumbing in this house?" Blah blah. No, click. And it calls the next one. Did you do the plumbing in this house at this day? No, click. Next one.
Well, it would be great because I got some other questions to ask him about the rest of his work throughout the house, but that's a whole separate deal.
Oh, man. And then he finally gets it, and there's just some, like, older guy just relaxing on the couch because he had a tough week of plumbing. And then there's just Bill. You see him with his gun out in the window, pointing it at the guy.
No. You got to go a little bit more dramatic. You just see Bill running up the street, and, like, all of a sudden you see, like, the shape of a gun. And then all of a sudden Bill, like, runs up on the guy's patio, like, hits him with
through the door.
Yeah, hits him with the butt of the gun, like, drags him out, and then, like, American History X curb stomps him.
Now he wakes up in Bill's basement. Does this place look familiar?
Did you do
I don't
this
know.
plumbing?
Is this your work? Smashes his head on the table. Did you do this?
And then all of a sudden he starts, like, sounding all, like, mumbly, so he's, like, in his Batman mode. He's like, did you do the plumbing in this house?
That'd be great if I could do a Batman voice. Be happy about that. No, I don't think it'd be anything like that. I would just insult his craftsmanship and his entire life's work, which I think would be much more damaging than any kind of gun or kidnapping.
I can tell that you're bad at plumbing because you can't satisfy your wife.
What? See the way she sits there knitting? That's her in disgust of your failures. You can smell it in the air.
Oh my god.
You see how many fucking quilts are in this room? That's displeasure, you son of a bitch.
This is why this house looks like the Harry Potter offices and there's kitties on the wall. Wait, that's my
Kitties
life.
on the wall. Yeah, I was going to say, are you just describing your room now?
Yeah. Let's move on.
It's like that crazy lady in Harry Potter.
That's what we just...
Oh, funny story. One time, like, when I was back in college living with my buddy, the dude, in the New York Times, we... Say what?
You lived with the dude?
That's just... He was such a lazy piece of shit. That's just, like, he got that nickname because he was very similar, gruff.
Oh, okay.
Just, the similarities were too much to ignore.
Do you drink a lot of White Russians?
Yeah, kind of an asshole, too. The whole thing worked out really great. He's no longer the dude. He's a lawyer now, and he's a proper Steve, but whatever. But we saw this article in the New York Times, right, about this bar in Nebraska that served cheeseburger fries. And it was just like, we were sitting there and we're like, oh, we got to go and get these. So we go to this bar, and you're speaking of this, like, displeasured woman and kitties, right? Well, we're at this bar in some godforsaken small town. And there's this woman at the bar, and she has this, like, self-knitted sweater with kitties, like 2 big cats on the front of it, you know? And she looks like somebody that would maybe teach, like, grade school music. This woman could gun beers that whatever sadness she'd seen in her life enabled her to just open her throat and pour the sweet, numbing nectar down.
Jesus.
Because she had these tall boys, and she would kill them 2 shots, each one of them. We watched her drink 6 in like half an hour, sitting there in her kitty sweater, drinking away the sadness. We still bring it up because it was one of the saddest things we've ever seen.
The saddest, most impressive things you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Very, very impressive for the average. But, yeah, the cheeseburger fries were terrible. The guy didn't know what we were talking about, the New York Times. They didn't even know they were in the New York Times. So they're, you know, that's saying something in itself. But the bad thing is he's like, hey, can I keep this paper? And we're like, sure. Because on the other side, there was like a picture of Dick Cheney, and maybe we had drawn a bunch of dicks and some pedophilia type things. And so Steve hands him the paper. He's like, we drew dicks all over that. We got to get out of here. And so we just left a bunch of money on the table and ran because we didn't know that those rural folk don't take kindly to the gays. And we didn't know what they would think. And people are pounding tall boys in 2 shots. Just one of the stories we still bring up is the kitty woman gunning tall boys in 2 shots. We usually leave out the dick paper, but, you know.
Oh, God.
But to make ourselves feel better, we drove 40 minutes to the east and went out to an apple orchard and, got blitzed and ate apples. It was great. It's a fun day.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so nobody has anything interesting?
Clearly not, Josh.
No.
It's called filler.
Well, that's what we just
It's like
did.
an extra layer of noodles in the lasagna.
Okay. So, Kyle.
Yes?
What you got for my 6, homie?
What?
What you got for my 6, homie?
For your 6?
What you got for my 6,
I
homie?
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't understand either.
You've never seen Friday?
No.
God, not gonna
You never
yell.
seen
I don't want to
Friday?
be another meme.
You've never seen Friday, Kyle?
Oh, it's too late.
I hate you all.
It's too late.
Typity type. Just so the listeners know, we've been making memes about Josh.
And they're very funny.
No, they're not. They're inappropriate.
Well, they're definitely inappropriate, but they're quite funny. So, Kyle.
What you got for my 6, homie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I finally beat Infamous 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It turns out when I stopped in, like, November, that I only had, like, 20 minutes left for the game.
That's kind of like me with the first one. That's funny.
So I sat down and beat it. I had the good ending. And I don't care what you say, Josh. The good ending is far better than the evil ending.
No, I like the evil ending better.
What?
I like the evil ending better.
The tone of the good ending is it's more rich and sad and emotions. The evil ending is just Cole being a dick.
Here's the cool part. I don't really care. I like the evil ending.
Okay.
No, I want you both to elaborate. It's an old game. You can spoil whatever. I'm never going to play this. I don't like the series, so.
Cole becomes
let's hear it.
Jesus.
What? That sounds awesome.
And then the ending is Zeke sadly eulogizing Cole as he's bringing Cole's body on a boat to bring it back up to Empire City.
And he comes back to life?
No. Well, it's implied that may have happened because right when the boat, went over the horizon, there's a big-ass lightning bolt strike and it hits the boat. So he's probably alive.
Well, they needed room for a, third game. So what did he fight in order to lose? Is this that big monster?
Yeah,
the beast?
did
that pay off?
Yeah, so in order to cure the plague that's been spreading, they have to use this thing, they have to use the MacGuffin to cure it. But in order for it to work, it will eradicate any, Christ, what are they called?
The infected?
Not the infected, but any people with Cole-like powers.
I see. So there's probably this whole scene of like, I gotta do this, Zeke.
Yep.
Of course there is. Josh, and you played evil? Or did you play good?
I played evil.
He always plays evil.
Evil, yeah.
So the evil ending is what?
That was like a year ago. Let's see.
So Cole does not activate the MacGuffin.
Didn't know your name was Josh, Kyle.
Well, you couldn't remember it, so I'm filling in the gaps for you.
Meme created?
Yeah, that's why I did it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
So Cole does not fire off the MacGuffin. The plague spreads, so it kills every other normal human being except for Cole-like people. And Cole just gathers an army and just starts murdering civilians.
Wow.
Yep.
That's not just Cole being a dick. He's turned into Hitler.
I don't think that's how the evil ending went, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I thought he joined forces with the Beast and used the Beast powers to end the infection.
Yeah, you don't end the Beast is the infection. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's been a while since I played it. Some of us actually play games when they come out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome. So when I played that game, I made it like 20 minutes into it. I don't see myself going back to this, but did you like the game, Kyle?
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I mean, I went back to play it, so that's gotta be something.
Yeah.
It is a really good game, though.
Yeah, it's fun. There's some annoying things. The best part that you got was definitely the lightning tether.
Yeah.
And I was kind of upset that was the last thing you got.
Yeah.
What's that?
So it's, instead of Spider-Man shooting webs, it's Cole shooting lightning and slingshotting across the Numeray.
That's pretty cool. And I'm guessing you got that right near the end of the game?
Yep.
That sucks.
That did suck. I was upset.
But they did make it a lot easier to float and fly around, though, up until that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. The first one was just, there was a lot of little things that... Did they get rid of all of this? Never mind. That's an old game. No one cares. But you think there's going to be a third one, honestly? Josh, with your evil ending, what was the ending like? Does it seem like there's going to be something coming? Like they alluded?
Both endings left it open.
Right on. Well, judging how he was a big character in that big commercial they did, I would assume that's not a character they're just going to throw to the side, you know?
No, I think it's like what Naughty Dog has done with Uncharted. So they're gonna do their trilogy, but then like branch out into other games, but also still work on Uncharted and like Sucker Punch with Infamous. They're gonna do more, but also work on Infamous as well.
Right on. Did either of you try the whole user-created content mission level things?
Briefly.
I tried one or two, but they're all bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't very good in Infamous. It's not like Little Big Planet where you can actually like do really anything.
Yeah.
It's very limited. So it's like, oh, we made it so X amount of enemies spawn at you. We created a horde mode. Oh.
Well, it seems like one of those things where they got sucked into Sony's, what was it, build, create, play thing.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing by any means, but it just didn't seem to work in that game.
Well, it's no different than every other company putting in horde mode in their games. It's just, It's something that they saw work with Mod Nation Racers and Little Big Planet. So it's like, oh, we're going to put this in now.
Speaking of Mod Nation, I had a glint of interest in the Little Big Planet racing game until I heard it was made by the Mod Nation people, and then I lost all interest.
Well, can't really talk about it.
I know. The Mod Nation game, I mean, I still own it. It's just the driving model sucks. I mean, everything about it is fucking amazing, except it sucks to play. It's really hard, and it's just make it like Mario. That's all anyone wants. So
well, no, that's not what everybody wants. But
well, you know what I mean.
I don't.
I don't necessarily mean Mario the game. I just mean like anyone can sit down and drive, and it's easy, and it just works. Like Mod Nation just didn't work.
Yeah, but at least with the Little Big Planet style behind it, and again, I can't really say any detail with it, but you can change anything about it, whereas Mod Nation, you couldn't.
That's cool. Because, like, Frona loves Mario Kart, and I bought her that game, and she was super excited, and she just got frustrated with it because she couldn't play it very well, and she couldn't get far in the career, and it was cool to build tracks, but when the computer just kicks your ass because the driving model's not good, you know... If they fix that, I'm all on board. I'll buy it again.
The computer was very broken in that game. It was like hard for everybody. Nobody could. I don't think I've even met a person who could beat that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've patched it since to make it easier.
Because I made quite a few tracks. I just didn't play them. I just had fun building tracks.
Yeah, and now you can do it with the Little Big Planet tools.
Yeah, I may pick that up for Frona later in the year. It's only Vita though, isn't it?
No, it's PS3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a Christmas present right there. Bonus. So, Kyle, anything else on Infamous?
Yep, so after I beat Infamous 2, I went on for Infamous Festival of Blood.
Fuck, yeah, I love Festival of Blood.
Yeah,
Josh's vampire background?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's your vampire background on your PS3.
It's just Cole with lightning and a stake.
Happens to be a vampire.
Because Cole, he was a vampire.
He was a vampire. He sucked blood. And then he speared invisible vampires through the chest when they looked like civilians, which was awesome.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, being able to, like, he got this, like, new ability where he can see if it's, like, a vampire or a demon hiding in human form. And so, like, you can just go around and walk up behind them and, like, just assassinate them.
So what it looks like is Cole just walk up to a normal person and then just throw a spear through their chest and then walk away. And meanwhile, the person he speared would turn into like a giant bat. I was going to say a Vargolf, but you guys don't know what that is.
No, it's kind of like in the Hellboy movie where she looks like an old lady and then he puts the glasses up and it's this horrible troll.
Yeah.
Cool.
Infamous Festival of Blood is probably my favorite of all.
You could turn into a swarm of bats and fly around the city. You can drink blood. Those are some awesome powers.
How long is it?
It's like 6 hours at most.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
It's pretty long, though.
Yeah, and it was a nice little like $15 downloadable that they did for like Halloween.
Yeah.
And it looks gorgeous. Actually, I think it looks better than Infamous 2 because it's like all at nighttime and it takes place during like a celebration. So there's fireworks going off everywhere and there's bonfires everywhere. It looks really good. And the
Sometime
story, the
that'll
way the
go on
story was
sale.
done is really good too.
Yeah,
Like it's all
I
comic
really
book
like
form
that.
basically. So it's like Zeke is trying to pick up on a chick in a bar, so he's telling her this crazy story about Cole, which happens to be the Bloody Mary story. So it's all like Zeke's impression of what actually happens with Cole.
That's kind of cool.
And in the end, it's all for nothing.
Yep. Cole
Poor
gets the chick.
Zeke. He just walks in, she's like, oh my god, you're Cole McGrath. Excuse me while I drop my panties.
Yeah. And Zeke's just like, oh.
Like, he did all the work. He finally was going to go for it. And then Cole's like, sup?
How you doing?
Yeah. It was really good though. Like I'm so sad that more people I know didn't play that game. It's really good.
Didn't play it?
Didn't play it, yeah. A lot of like the guys that we know didn't play it.
Why not? Why
I mean,
why
like
are you
me,
excited?
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, like Bill. I know Mr. Phillips played it for like 10 minutes.
Why are you excited that people didn't play it? Are you some sort of video
I said
game
sad.
hipster? Oh, it's sad.
How do you confuse sad with excited?
I don't know. I wasn't
This is
really
what
paying
happened when you don't
attention.
give me things to play with, Josh.
Actually, yeah. I kind of just wander around.
Ugh. Someday when it goes on sale, I'll pick it up on a whim.
That's like $10.
I said sale, Josh.
It'll-
I'm not
I
part of
imagine
your
it'll be-
fucking PSN Plus party.
It was $15 to begin with. It's like $10 basic now.
When it goes to like $3 or $4,
It will never go to $3-4.
All things can happen, Josh.
How could wait? You're not a part of PSN Plus?
God, no.
Why not?
Because those cunts make me pay to update the way the system should just work. So if that becomes part of regular PlayStation operation, I'll buy PSN Plus.
Like those cunts on the Xbox where you have to have a gold membership just to get demos the week that they come out.
I don't care about any of that. I don't
Or
play
you have to.
demos. I don't play
Is
online.
it still true you have to have gold just to watch Netflix, or did they fix
Yes.
that?
Oh, yeah. They're assholes.
Yeah.
But strangely, I find making the updating system actually work the way it should have since day one, making me pay for that, I find more offensive than anything on Microsoft's front.
I think they're both dumb, but
Oh, they both are, totally.
I think PSN Plus is way more worth it.
yeah, it's way
Oh,
more.
it totally
you
is.
I mean,
Totally is.
2 weeks ago, I got Infamous 2 and Space Marine for free,
And Little
Totally
Big
worth
Planet
it.
too.
and Little Big
Totally.
Planet 2. That was like
But if-
$80 a games.
I completely agree. But the updating thing, I'm going to be an asshole about it. Because that should just be part of the PlayStation now. Forcing people to pay to have the thing work the way it should work is bullshit. I think it's a great service. The deals you get, like just giving a better price on things, that's fucking fabulous. And then giving away free games, it's like, hey, instead of 3 cherries on your Sunday, I'm going to give you like a box. It's amazing. Except they fuck you on the updating. It's bullshit. Sorry.
Huh.
But it's just as bad. The thing, I don't get as upset with the no online play because I don't play a lot of online games. But I don't really get what people are paying for on Xbox Live exactly. I mean, I think in the next gen there's going to be some change-ups and some things are going to get all twisted and
I don't think
more
they're going to because
expensive.
the amount of money that they make off of Live is insane.
yeah. Well,
They're probably just going to follow the same exact model that they did with this one.
Well, what I mean is I think there's going to be more things that make it actually valuable rather than just the online play. Because if it wasn't for the online play, like they would lose a lot, and I understand that, but I think they're going to add some things to make it worthwhile. What that is, I don't know. I'm not a marketing team, but I think people are getting tired of it, and I think they'll change it up a little bit. But I also think that PlayStation next time around, I wouldn't be surprised if they jump over and kind of match what the Xbox is doing.
We'll see.
Their company's in horrible trouble. You know, it's going to happen, you know? Bah.
I don't really care regardless.
Okay.
I mean, as long as they keep offering sales and everything else, then I'll jump all over it because, like Kyle said, I've gotten like $80 worth of games in the last month for a $60 subscription or $50.
Oh, yeah. It's a great deal. Just update your system properly and I'll totally give you money.
Mine does update properly, Bill.
Because you pay money.
Eat
and that's
shit.
bullshit. You should have added Kyle on that so I could have made a meme.
Eat shit, Kyle.
Oh. But I didn't even do anything this time.
Yeah.
Kyle, what the hell's Breath of Death 7?
So, it is an indie RPG. It's
Yay.
made by the guys who did Cthulhu Saves the World, and they are also doing the On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness Episode 3.
Is that the Penny Arcade game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's terrible.
Actually, it looks like something you'd really enjoy, Josh.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy anything, Bill.
It's
It's like a SNES level RPG.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's
All right, which one of you made the meme didn't know your name was Josh, Kyle?
That was me.
I didn't do that one. That was Bill.
Son of a bitches.
He said he was going to do it, and then he said, I did it. And you didn't say anything.
And then I pasted the link. I'm actually looking at an image of this game, Kyle. It looks kind of like a Link to the Past a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like Final Fantasy 1.
Oh, now that I look at more pictures, yeah.
It's a late NES RPG. That's what it looks like. The writing is really terrible. It's a bunch of kind of really dumb, like, waggly eyebrow remarks about video games. So you play this skeleton on planet Earth where everything's dead. So there's no real live people. So all your party members are like ghosts and zombies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to save the world for some reason.
Because you're dead, and it matters.
Yep. But the combat system is really, really interesting. So it is the standard, fight, magic run type thing. Everything's turn-based. But the longer your battles last, the harder the enemies get. Every round they get 10% stronger.
I'm out.
So what you have to do is you have to figure out the best way to use your party to kill the enemies as quickly as possible. So you don't have these...
This sounds like something you'd really like.
Yeah, you don't have these really long, drawn-out battles. They're really quick if you get it right. But if not, you're going to get fucked over.
If you don't kill them quick, you're going to have a bad time.
You get abilities and new magic stuff and different stats every level, so you get something every level that affects the way you play. You can combine special attacks with other party members, so like the skeleton and the vampire chick can, power together, and she's a sniper for some reason, and they just annihilate the front lines of dudes.
How's the music?
The music is really good.
Yeah,
You'll really like the music.
Having NES style graphics, you have to have the music to go with it.
They nail the music 100%.
But I'm looking at the screenshots on Steam right now of this, and
it's a Steam game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a Steam Xbox Live. I got it because a friend of mine bought On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness Part 3, and he got that game for free. He already had it, so he gifted it to me. So thank you, Drew.
So looking at this, though, and then you're telling me, has those little, punchline jokes about video games and all this other stuff. It's like, well, why wouldn't I just play 3D Game Heroes?
And they're very similar, but in terms of... That's what I wish the gaming humor was like in Breath of Death, was subtle. Like, you're just going... Like that poof poof remark. That's subtle.
Yeah. Poof poof.
You already own this game, Josh.
Yeah, I do. It was $1.
I was just going to gift it to you, son of a bitch!
Dude, I own everything.
Sorry for interrupting.
I own everything, Kyle.
Okay. But the game design, they do a lot of bullshit things. Every explorable area is a maze. So it's very misleading, and it's random battles, so you'll be walking a straight path trying to get to a treasure chest, but it turns out you just walked to a dead end and it took you 5 minutes to get there. So now you're going to have to battle your way back to the starting point just to fight to get towards the chest. And then you open up the chest and you realize it's a potion. And then nobody's happy.
Sounds kind of miserable.
Just look at that link.
I'm just gonna shut up for the rest of the show because everything I say is being turned into a meme.
Well, you're doing these things on purpose.
No, I'm not, Kyle.
No, I'm not Kyle. I'm sorry.
But
so
the game is hit and miss. The combat system is really nice. It's really tight. But the rest of the game, in terms of, walking and talking, is pretty miserable.
Piss poor.
So at that point, you might as well play 3D Game Heroes.
Yes. Well, there's
Kyle,
a multitude
have you never
of other
played
reasons.
that game?
What?
Have you never played that game?
3D Game Heroes?
Yeah.
No, I've played it.
Oh,
I'm looking at the game right now. Some of
I'm looking
bookshelf.
at you right now, Kyle.
Okay.
I won't lie. If that thing got ported to the Vita, I'd probably go buy one.
It's never gonna happen.
I know, but that would be a tip. Like, that's a must-have.
Yeah, I actually want to go back and play that some more because I had the urge to start over and just because there's so many different things that I didn't know when I first played through it. Like, there's times in it, so if you do a quest at this time, then you get it continues into another line. It's just there's so much. It's deeper than I thought it was.
The only way I would start over, because I tried to go back into it one night and I'm at a spot where that's no good. I would start it over if we all started over and had another long, lazy Sunday like that again, where we can help each other get through it. I would do that again.
I'm down with that.
I'm fine with that.
If we could plan a Sunday, where we sit on Skype and just start over and everybody has a good time, I would be willing to try to rebuild the momentum of that game.
Is it going to be me building my corpse cart again? Because I think
it's going to be you playing as well.
Well, I'm just saying the last time you guys did that is I was assembling a corpse cart.
Oh, that's right. That's the day I learned you were a really big nerd.
Kyle.
What are you building? What are you building? Oh, they're and you have this elaborate explanation.
Oh, and the whole time
painting dolls. Okay.
Yeah, the whole time he's like, "Oh, I need to go get my brush here. Oh, this doesn't go together like that. I need to put this like this." And he's actually telling us everything that he's thinking.
Well, I talk to myself constantly, and it's a habit that's hard to break.
It is tough to break.
So is drooling on yourself because you have Down syndrome, but I'm not. I don't know where I plan on going with that, but yeah. But yeah, so this game looks pretty cool. I mean, I own it. I got it for $1 on Steam.
Give it a whirl. I mean, you're not gonna. Yeah, I already told you what to look out for. At least experience the combat system and see how you like it.
I don't like it.
You might like the gaming humor, although I don't think you will, because I rolled my eyes and sighed heavily several times while playing it.
Yeah, like you said, there's good ways of doing it, and then there's beating it over your fucking head.
Yeah, it's like, okay, thanks. You don't have to nudge and wink at me constantly.
Yeah. I'll probably give it a shot, but I definitely do want to go back to 3D Game Heroes.
Maybe in the fall, once it cools off. We'll work something out.
When it cools off. Dude, there's been no games for 5 months.
Why don't we just do it? Why don't we just do it for a Saturday night strike?
Good.
No. I'm probably starting it in a week or two.
Okay. Work something out.
Eat shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Calm down,
any way
Josh.
to talk around your kitty? You didn't even add a Kyle, so it didn't even work for a meme, you son of a bitch.
I'm not giving you guys anything else for memes.
Who were you addressing that to?
Mike.
Anything else, Carl?
Just more Dragon's Dogma, and I'm getting to that point where that game can go fuck itself.
Oh,
really?
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's because I've gotten used to being babied by quick autosaves, like in Skyrim. So I'm used to every 5 minutes that game's going to save, and there's fast travel. So when I haul ass from one part of the country all the way to the end, like the other side, and I see a dragon, I'm like, I'm going to fuck that dragon up. And I start fucking that dragon up, and all of a sudden it grabs the level 75 party member that I have, and then turns it against me, and that person beats the shit out of me. And then when I go to recover my save, it's all the way back in the other side of the world, like
Wait,
an hour before.
did you say that you wish it had an autosave system like Skyrim?
Yeah.
Like the one that corrupted your save?
It only corrupted one save, and that's the save it kept trying to load, so I got really pissed off, and then I deleted that save. But everything was okay. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Damn it.
Yep. But
Yeah, I have that sitting unopened upstairs. I haven't cracked into the envelope yet.
it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because the problem is with me, because I'm not saving often enough. So when I encounter something cool and I'm doing well against it, and then it does some bullshit move, I don't get upset because I wouldn't have lost an hour of progress.
Well, it goes to what I said on the last episode where, like, I failed that quest and it kept restarting me, like, when it began rather than, like, in the middle point of it and everything. And yeah, it gets really frustrating.
Can you just save anywhere?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do, but you have to remember to. And it's not something like, in this generation, like Kyle said, you kind of get babied a lot because a lot of the games do it for you.
See, I save probably 9 times more than I should.
Oh, I used
save
to.
constantly.
I used to. It's just nowadays, like, you get so caught up with, oh, yeah, this has autosave.
Yeah,
And
it's
now,
and it even says,
never
hey, this
use
game
it.
is going to save your game at some point. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's got autosave. I don't have to worry about shit. And then you die, and it's like, oh, fuck, I lost 2 levels, and
it didn't autosave where I wanted. Now I got to auto run all the way back.
except there's no auto run.
It'd be so great if there was auto run. How has that not been adapted?
Because it was dumb.
How is that dumb? It's so great.
Auto run is really stupid, Kyle.
And auto run is really stupid. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a few weeks, but inevitably I'll get to it.
A couple few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can grab my character to help you out.
I plan on taking you, Pete's, whoever else played it, Joshy's. I don't even know.
What the hell? What's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. I'm using his character. And she kicks ass, except when she's turned against me and murders me. That part wasn't fun.
Oh, Chia's?
Not Chia's.
And Dreamals?
And Dreamals.
Oh, cool. He played this?
Yeah, he's got like a fucking
Yeah, I bet he
godlike
played the shit out of this game. I'll just be some, like, lowly squire walking around with these hardened warriors that do everything for me. It sounds great.
with your hardened warrior slaves.
Mm-hmm. Except Josh's character, which I'll throw off a cliff.
Which is named after my coworker who happens to be really bad at Street Fighter. There you go.
Oh, why don't you elaborate that, Josh?
No.
What have you been doing, Josh?
Are you done, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, I haven't been playing shit because there's really nothing that I'm interested in playing right now.
Oh, didn't you play Street Fighter recently?
I did play Street Fighter recently because I picked it up on the PC like 7 months ago, and I was like, oh, we should probably finally play this. So my coworker and I got together, and we played some, and, you know, he's a very competitive young man, and
One might say strapping.
he's a strapping, competitive young man.
Strapping
and
young lad.
He's a strapping young lad who's competitive.
Or his eyes dreamy. I bet you they're dreamy.
He's a strapping young lad who's competitive, and his eyes are dreamy.
Is his hair like waving golden waves of grain?
No, because his hair is black, you fucking retard.
Then
Is his cologne a mixture of pine and the sea?
Yes.
is his hair black like obsidian,
It's his hair black,
glistening
like
in the
Kyle's
darkness
soul.
of some
But anyways,
forgotten
so we
tomb?
were playing Street Fighter on the PC, which historically, like, you can say Capcom is really bad at porting their games over to PC.
Sure.
Almost every single one of their games is fucked up, but yeah, the Super Street Fighter 4 port is really good.
Really?
It's probably, in my opinion, the best version of Street Fighter. Because like
Really?
not only was it like a pure port of the console, so it has everything that the console does, but it has more to it. So like now you can change the graphical stuff. Now you can do all these other little tweaks you want. Like Mike was telling me last night because he bought it. He's like, you can set it to a locked frame rate or put it to whatever you want it to run at. And you can actually have anti-aliasing, whereas like the PS3 one doesn't have that.
Why would you want to mess around with the frame rates?
Because a lot of people will actually count frames when they play
Yeah,
Street
they
Fighter
do
Five.
that crazy shit. I think you have to do meth to understand that, don't you?
Sure.
How do you fucking count frames? You know, it's craziness.
So yeah, it's just a more complete port. It looks a lot better. Like everything kind of pops out at you. It uses games for Windows Live as well. I'm not a person that hates that. I don't know why people hate that. So it's pretty nice. And in the online, we played it, and it works really good. I didn't have any latency at all, and yeah. So we played 11 matches, and I happened to win all of them.
Were they crushing defeats?
No, I'm not. No. He did well. He's learning.
Okay.
Same thing that you did when you were starting to learn, Kyle. I never really put you down. I just put you in your place.
You never put me down. You're like, oh, I didn't get a perfect against you this time. Damn.
Have I ever gotten a perfect on you? Oh, yes.
You've
I
gotten
have.
several perfects against me, Josh, and every time you did, you laughed and laughed and laughed. You laughed until you cried one time.
Yeah, I should make a meme about that. Perfected Kyle.
Oh.
So yeah, that's basically all I've really been doing. I mean, Bill, you played it for like 5 minutes. I played it for like 5 minutes, but this Spelunky, I don't know if you wanted to talk about why you hate that.
Well, no, I think the better line would be you explaining to me what the draw is of this game. I haven't really listened to any podcasts here in the last couple of weeks. I just know that it got a bunch of kind of, we'll say, press. It just seemed like some simple little, like I was kind of expecting some huge open world Minecrafty type thing, and it seemed like it was just some simple 2D platformer type.
Well,
game.
it's a roguelike games, and people eat that up.
It's a what?
Roguelike. A game
does that
that's
mean?
similar to roguelike. So all the levels you play are randomly generated. Like everything you do is randomly, like all the levels and stuff are randomly created.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's getting a lot of press. In fact, I haven't seen any press on it because I don't pay attention to that sort of thing. That makes me better than you. So, but if you do remember, like last year, I was playing a game on the PlayStation called Spelunker HD.
Maybe,
Yes.
do you just like spelunking?
I do like Spelunking, Kyle. And no, that will not be a meme. So, Spelunker HD is a kind of a recreation of the old arcade game Spelunker, which I believe was made by IREM. And this is basically like an indie version of Spelunker, is all it is. And that's really it. I mean, it's basically the same type of game. You just see as low as you can go in the cave, and if you can survive everything and get all your gold and money and everything else, except for this has a few differences to it. Like now, rather than jumping from rope to rope and really not having anything available to you, you can now, like, you have bombs you can throw a rope up to climb on, and you can get like a couple of weapons, like a bow and arrow or something. And there's a random guy, which I thought was weird, but there's a random guy in one of the caves selling you items.
Huh.
So it's a cave that nobody's been down in, but there's a guy down there selling items, which I always thought was weird in Castlevania too. You're in this castle that nobody goes to, but there's a guy in there selling items.
Maybe he was blacklisted, Josh. That's all he can do to provide for his family.
That's racist.
Oh, it's definitely racist.
So yeah, I don't know why it's getting a lot of press. I haven't really sat down and played it a lot, so I need to. But it's basically just like Spelunker HD, and that's why I want to play it. Does that answer your question, Bill?
Sort of. It's definitely not for me.
It's definitely... No, I don't think that you should have even looked at it. I wouldn't even recommend it for Kyle.
Oh.
Yeah, I just heard enough about it, so I decided to try it. That was it.
I wouldn't say it's a Haberman game, and I would say it's definitely not a Dumont game. I would say it's more of a Haberman game than it is a Dumont game. Because Dumont will get mad and throw things.
I don't throw things.
I've seen you throw things.
When have you seen me throw things?
I've seen you throw a little hissy fit.
When?
That was like me earlier. I did throw some stuff during
Yeah.
my hissy fit.
Next thing you know, you're throwing things around, like, you just go all upset, Kyle, and shave something in your chest.
Not supposed to talk about that, Josh.
I didn't say what it was, Kyle.
Sexy things. A little bit of a landing path.
Yep.
What?
Kyle had a landing strip on his chest.
Brr, brr, brr.
But yeah, that's really all I have. I haven't played anything. There's nothing good coming out or here.
Is there
Except for-
anything that's in your pile of shame? Because I know you own a lot of Steam games. Like, I have some things I'm kind of eyeing that I'm going to dig into here in the next month or so. Is there anything you're going to play?
I'm thinking about Alan Wake.
Yeah, I just got that gifted. We should suffer through it together.
Then I'm not thinking about Alan Wake. So, I don't know. Like, I always... Like, Mike recommended to me a long time ago in periods like this. He's like, just pick a game in Steam and play it. I mean, you have so many, why not? And
Yeah.
so I went down my list, and it's like, yeah, don't want to play it, don't want to play it, don't want to play it. Why did I buy this? I'm an idiot, and I want to kill myself. And
Yeah.
so it's just nothing I really want to play. Like,
No,
Dark
I can
Souls
understand.
PC comes out next month. You can pre-purchase that now, so I'll probably do that.
It's weeks away, though.
Yeah, it's a month away.
You should take a stab at Alan Wake, see what you think. You might really enjoy it. Lots of people did.
Probably not going to happen. We'll see. I know Kyle liked it, and he constantly referenced, like, how it drove him crazy because he just predicted everything that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'll probably have to play it since it was gifted, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but there's some good things about it.
No, you were gifted a $10 game. Just PayPal the person $10 and say no thanks.
Well, no, they allow rejecting of those things. When you try that, some bitch will just reject it. You shall play.
Then buy them a $10 game on Steam and say, we're even. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's a bad idea, actually.
Send them a Happy Meal. Are those $10 now? I don't know. Anyways, so Bill, what do you got?
Boom. Let's rip through some things quickly.
Quickly.
Well, it's a couple fast things. As I said, Dragon's Dogma continues to sit. I tried the demo Spelunky. No.
Spelunky.
Spunky.
Spelunky.
I tried the demo of Fez. Just not
That's
for me.
definitely not a Haberman game.
I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just, yeah, it's not going to be
It's
something
just
I
not
play.
for you.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. I finished Deus Ex, Kyle.
And how did you like? How did you like the push your push the button, receive an ending?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That is literally what the ending was.
The ending is stupid. Actually, yeah, the worst part about it, can we be spoilery, Josh? You're never going to play this, right?
Yeah, I'm never, ever, ever going to play it.
Dude, it totally, towards the end, picked up on the whole, like, zombie level thing. It was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I know that they sold the rights to the movie, and I think the movie could be really good because I like the, that universe in movie form. I like that type of science fiction, but the game was not good. It was not good. It was boring as just dirt. The ending was a joke. The bosses were stupid. I wanted to like it so much, and I just fought through it in the end, but if they continue and make another one on that engine, I think they'll learn a lot from what they've done, and the next game will be pretty solid. But it wasn't very good. I know you liked it, Kyle. And I'm sorry, but
That's fine. You're entitled to your opinions.
yeah, it's just
And you're wrong.
So boring. Like, if you get in this terrible accident, and this mega corporation rebuilds you like the $6 million man. Why in the fuck would I be spending a game upgrading and buying new things? Wouldn't they have just put that in me? Why would I not be? I can only punch one person? That's stupid.
Well, the thing
Like,
is, they put all that shit in you, and most of it is just it activating. That's what the whole Praxis packs are.
I know, but that's dumb. You're working for the CEO of that company. He will just unlock that for you.
Yeah, that's why he gave you all this primo stuff that's not on the market yet.
So why would I need to unlock it? It
I
should
don't
just work.
Because then you'd have nothing to work for in the game.
Except the story, which was basically non-existent and didn't make sense. It was terrible. Terrible.
Have you played any other Deus Ex game?
No.
Okay.
So that probably explains
I recommend
some things.
that you do not play any other Deus Ex game.
I own them like Josh probably does, but I don't see myself going back. But the thing that I remember when it was coming out, they were going for this whole you can be an assault character, you can be a stealth character, or something else. And there are sections in that game that if you try to get through that on stealth alone, it's not gameplay as much as it is a test of your patience. Like Splinter Cell is fun and it's stealthy, but you're always working and kind of doing things. You would just have to sit in corners and try and learn patterns for half an hour and then try something. Like the stealth doesn't work because you get to sections where if you're a stealth character, you would be fucked.
I was a stealth character and I made out pretty well.
How well did you do
Kyle's
on that
better than
last?
Bill.
How'd you do on that last bridge when there's that whole horde of zombies coming across it? Did that stealth help you there?
Actually, I think it did. I think I just turned invisible and just walked past him.
I tried that because I had maxed that one out and I got stuck in the geometry and then just had to start killing people.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the world. It's a pretty game. It could have been really good. And again, if they make a next one, I think it'll be great. I think they'll learn a lot and streamline things and just make a better game. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. The movie will be good, probably. Unless they cast Christian Bale.
Nah, it's probably not going to be very good.
I started Mass Effect 3.
Really?
I got some issues with this game, Kyle.
What you got?
At what point did my 70 hours of gameplay preceding this in my good guy save turn Shepard into a big dripping vagina? Because he's a pussy in this game, and it sucks.
What?
Out of nowhere, he has all of these emotions, and he's all like high school emo about Ashley from the first game, and he's just a pussy now. I don't like that. The story doesn't work at all. They fucked up royally. I don't know if that's EA. I don't know if it's BioWare. No, it just doesn't work. They struggled with one Reaper ship. It took a fleet to destroy that thing, and suddenly there's like 19 fleets of these things screwing up every sector of the galaxy, and he's just dicking around the universe. No, it doesn't work. It's dumb. It's bad. For them to fix it, this is what they should have done, the first 20 hours of the game, the Reaper shouldn't be there yet, and it should be you doing the same things you're doing, which is going around building alliances. I like that. It makes sense. But not after they're attacking. Like, they're this huge force. Earth would already be done. You're not bringing people back to help. Those things would have wrecked that planet in like an hour and a half. It doesn't make any sense. Do you agree?
I don't know what to say.
Because you know I'm right. The story's crap. There's so many things about the game that are really good. Like, they've improved a lot of things. I like that there's more RPG elements and things. There's a lot of things that are streamlined and better. But when it comes to the story, they wrecked it. Like, I'm just playing this but I'm on the side of all of those people that you saw on the internet for all those weeks that you really fucked this game up. I've put so many hours into this, and you wrecked it. Badly. Kind of failed, just my opinion. Sorry. Sorry, Josh. I feel better now.
No, I have a big smile on my face. This makes me happy.
They did. They really dropped the ball. There's no other way of putting it. They dropped the ball.
And that makes me happy.
Yeah. Like, it just, the story doesn't make sense. It's that simple. If the Reapers were attacking and they hadn't done anything in preparation, it's just game over. You leave the planet Earth as it's being pummeled by this force that by all rights should wipe out the planet in a matter of a few hours. And then you're going to spend weeks floating around the galaxy trying to get reinforcements? That doesn't make sense at all. Because their planets are also being pummeled? Like, fucking BioWare. Bah. Sorry. I feel better.
How's your Mass Effect now, Kyle? How's your fucking Mass Effect now?
Actually, I kind of feel like an idiot because I thought about that, and then I had a reason for it, but now that reason doesn't really make much sense.
If the game would have just been, because the whole game's laid out, you going out and finding these other characters and races that come and help you. That all makes sense. But if the game would have been, the attacks hadn't started yet, and you're starting to hear random reports of like colonies going black and we're not getting reports from these. So you have this rising tension as it's starting to close in on the galaxy. So it gives you a bit of haste, and you know it's coming, and so you got to like get these things done. That would all make sense, and it would have been a great game and made a lot more sense, so that you would have built up this force to hit them hard as they're coming towards you. Instead, like these things, like the Earth would be gone. All these planets already gone. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's dumb. Sorry. They dropped the ball. They wrecked that whole series, all of those hours I played. Bah.
And they killed Dragon Age.
Well, that's a whole separate thing.
I'm just saying. Just saying, Bill.
I know.
BioWare sucks.
They do kind of suck now. I'm in that camp. I think this week, though, I might start the juggernaut of a download and try their MMO.
Man.
I gotta try it. I'm a big KOTOR fan. I wonder if that's going to go on sale on Steam.
It's already on sale.
It's already on sale. It's for like $1.50, I think.
There's a revamp where they're releasing those two on the PC like next month. I wonder if it's going to get the HD treatment. That would be great.
Well, I've always understood that if you can't make good games and you can't make new games that are good, you might as well just add new graphics to old ones that people thought were good.
Like God of War.
Yeah, I never really liked the old God of War, so
Jack
I guess that's
Ratchet. If you speak ill of Ratchet and Clank, I will find a way to cut you.
I don't like Ratchet and Clank, Bill. They are shit and boring.
They are the furthest thing from boring that exists in gaming. Sir, are wrong.
They're shit and boring.
I am so excited for the HD remix of Going Commando. It's not even funny.
Shit and boring.
Your fucking kitty's boring.
Whoa.
You watch your fucking mouth, Kyle.
I didn't say anything.
I know, I was directing at Bill, but I kind of
I know what you were doing.
Purposes of a meme.
Since I'm done with my small rant about Mass Effect, what I'm going to tell you, Josh, is you should try the Walking Dead game.
Never happen. It will never, ever happen.
I'm not a big zombie guy myself. I read some of the comics. I don't like the show. But this game, I played the first episode. It's really solid.
I don't like point-and-click adventures, and I hate Telltale.
Well, it's not like the normal point-and-click. There's sections where you play like a stealth game, almost like a Splinter Cell-ish, where you're hiding around cover and figuring out ways in the environment to get certain things done. It's mostly about conversation in the story, and you can be the biggest asshole if you want to be, or a nice guy. It's really solid.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I'm going to fucking gift you a goddamn episode.
Don't do it. I will fucking just send it to somebody else.
I think since you have a month off, you should at least try it.
I don't have a month off.
You have a month
Well,
off?
till the next game you're going to play, I mean.
Oh, I was like, from work? Really?
Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do? It's $5. It's worth a shot. Like,
No,
I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's good time.
I want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it.
I don't like Telltale games either. I'm not a point-and-click guy at all. But this is really good.
No.
You get to hit a person in the face with a hammer a bunch of times.
I can do that in real life.
You can tell a little girl her parents are dead and crush her entire life.
I did that yesterday outside of the school.
You get to be a black guy.
Hung like one. Hello.
Wow, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard you say. No, but after hearing so many people talk about that game, you know, they were right. It's really fucking good. I'm excited to play the next episode. It's good. It's good stuff. Kyle, if you have any interest, you should give it a shot. It's worth the money.
Okay.
Definitely try it. And I think you can get the PC version, which I'm sure will run on your rig. I think it's on sale for like $18, and then you'll get the next 3 as they come out. It's definitely worth it. Like, I shut all the lights off, sat down in my office, and got into it. No distractions, as James recommended, and that's the way to play.
I shut all the lights off, lit some candles, and had an intimate moment with a shit Telltale game.
It really isn't, though. All of their other games are. This one really isn't. It really isn't. Because I played the Back to the Future. That was terrible. This is really solid. It really is. I mean, you get to punch some guy that's having heart problems in the face, and he's probably going to die. Yeah, I hope he dies. He better die in the next episode. I hope he dies.
So, Kyle, why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us? Wait, we have a question.
We have a question?
We have a question.
Oh,
You
man.
read it, Josh.
No, you read it, Bill.
I'm not reading it.
I'm not reading it. Kyle,
I'll
the
read
question.
it.
Okay.
Chapoko asks, Ouya. Is that how you say that?
I have no
I think it's
idea.
Ouya.
Ouya.
Mike commented about it earlier today. I have no idea how to pronounce it.
I think it's Ouya.
Christ's little brother or Judas in a silver bathrobe?
Do you know what this is, Kyle?
Yeah, isn't that the thing that has like 10-year-old hardware and it's for indie games
Mm-hmm.
and it runs on Android?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they only wanted like $900,000, but they're already up to like $5 million now.
Are they up to 5 million
I
now?
believe they're up to $5 million. Let me
Last
check.
time I looked, it was 3.5. Jesus Christ, are you serious?
And
4,736,000.
Holy shit.
But the thing is, from what I read about it, isn't most of that stuff available on, like, the hardware-wise, most of that stuff's available on your phone right now?
Yeah.
Well, but the point is to take these games that you play on your iOS or Android, and now you have them on the TV.
And you have a controller,
Right.
which is I'm all about because touch gaming sucks balls.
But as Mike put it, and I completely agree, he's like, well, who really wants to play Cannonball on their TV? And you can already do that because a lot of these games are already out on XBLA Indies or PlayStation Minis.
Yeah, it's definitely not targeted towards us.
I mean, I
think
plan
this-
if it comes out and it's good, I will get one because there are this is a good cheap way for indie developers to get their games out there. So like think of like one of my favorite games, Ares, that I played recently.
Oh, yeah.
So like if I start getting more games like this because it costs them more to put it out on the PlayStation or Xbox or even Steam, like I'm completely down for that.
I can see that point. Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, I guess in my mind, I was thinking more along the lines of fucking Angry Birds, but, you know, if there's some, like the game that Kyle was just talking about, you know, if that would be released on here and you had a controller that just was on your TV, kind of like a resurgence of Nintendo almost.
It's already on Xbox.
Oh. Well, I think in theory it's a good idea.
Oh,
But-
I think it's a good idea. It's just not necessarily needed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's cool that it's like a few people have said, like Pete and I were talking about it, and it's a good way to get developers to start making games to expand the Android marketplace, which will be good because now that they'll have another platform to throw it at, will be nice. But I don't care about any of these games on my phone or tablets or anything else.
To be fair, anything that's good on iOS comes to Android. Like, it's almost like a filter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you said earlier, does anyone really want to... Why do I want to play these kind of games on the TV? But if they're games like your Ares, then yeah, I could totally get behind something like this. If XBLA and the PSN just suddenly they all move to this, because they just kind of band together and start working together on a device, they just, fuck this, we'll just push the hardware ourselves. That could be cool.
So, like, you've heard of Super Mario Crossover? It's that Mario game that you can play as, like, the guy from Contra.
Oh, yeah,
totally.
Okay, so the guy who made that, they have a Kickstarter going for another game, actually, that's based off, it's based off of Super Mario Crossover, but with all new original characters, because that way now they can sell it and make money off of it. It's called Super Retro Squad, and they were already talking about putting their game out on this. Like they said, we will have our game out on this when it comes out.
That's kind of neat.
So, like, again, that's a case of an indie developer that's now going to make it easier for them to get this out because they don't have to pay Sony or pay Microsoft the bullshit and just get it out there.
Well, do you know enough to elaborate? Like, will the Android marketplace be there, or is it just purely built on their open OS?
I think it's gonna. I don't know. I think they're gonna have the Android marketplace on there, but there's gonna be like, if certain devices don't show everything that's on the Android marketplace, so like they can limit off what's on there.
Yeah.
To make it so this will work on this device type thing. So like, if something works on your phone, then it might not work on mine. I won't see it on my store. Mm-hmm. So it's probably going to be similar to that. That way they can limit out, okay, yeah, this game supports this console and the controller and blah, blah, blah.
Because I guess what I'm thinking is that if you have access to the Android marketplace and I assume I can plug an SD card into this little cube, I would think, right?
I believe it does. I believe it does because they did say it was going to be an open platform that they can also that you can do anything with. Like they want people to hack it and do all these crazy things.
Okay.
There's
so
nothing in the
plug
hardware specifications about it.
Well,
But it's also not completed yet, Kyle.
Okay.
What I'm going to is if I can hop on the Android marketplace and I can download the SNES and NES emulator I have on my phone, and then I can just throw all of my files on that cube and just have both those systems just next to my TV, and I can also, that kind of makes it worth it for someone like me.
Oh, but it does have 2 USB ports, so that way it
I
has
can plug
a
a stick into
USB
it.
port, so you'll probably be able to hook up like a drive to it.
Yeah, $100 you give me a controller, I download the emulators, and I'm happy. $100 to just have that shit sitting around with a few random games. It could get some legs if they don't fuck it up.
It's basically going to be like another Roku, basically.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. So, like, the new Roku came out, and the controller actually has the D-pad and buttons. Have they done anything with that?
No, not as far as I know. In fact, they tell people now uninstall Angry Birds on it because it just lags down the machine so bad even when it's not running.
That sucks. Because I love the Roku. I use it almost every day. It's a great machine. But if you would just have a bit more juice like this thing so that you could start pulling all that shit to the TV. Because you got to think that Apple's going to be against controllers, Like, if they were smart, they would release a controller with their Apple TV and then bring all that shit to the TV first. But they're so against making the thing more usable, which is adding buttons.
They want to keep their platform separate.
This is where, if this works out, this could be a pretty good jump.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. There's no reason to knock this because if it works, it's amazing. If it doesn't, who cares?
Yeah, I might be for it.
I'm excited for the fact that I might be able to see games again, like Ares, or they did say that Super Retro Squad will be on it, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
it can't hurt.
It could be kind of cool, and I think I saw something on there where like maybe they can even get like a streaming service like on live or something to it.
Yeah, they can do that.
I don't live in an area where I don't think my bandwidth could support something like that, but it'd be really cool if it did. $100, and then you can just pay for that service. That's kind of a kick to Microsoft and the Sony right in the balls, isn't it?
Yep.
Interesting.
It's got its pluses. It's easy to knock, again, saying, who wants to play Cannonball on it, or I can already play that on the PlayStation. Yeah, I can play Cannonball on my tablet or my phone or my PS3, but you got to think further ahead of, like, again, this is going to be easy for indie developers to get shit out there.
Yeah.
Because really all they've had is Steam. Because any indie game that comes out on the 360 disappears like when it's first week. It's just so hidden.
On both of them, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's
basically Steam and this.
Yeah, I'm for it. Sounds neat.
So there you go. I think we pretty much answered that question.
Well, the only other thing though that would be like when Google TV was coming out, Google TV was going to be really cool. But you had all of the cable and dish providers, basically, and networks, shut that thing down. What could have been a cool device was wrecked by those people. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that would be the only, concern is, maybe these console makers and the others things start laying in rules like, no, we won't list your game if it's on that.
And it's happened before.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Like, there's been stories where Microsoft would tell... when Pete would tell us that the Dungeon Defenders guy said that Microsoft won't release their game if they come out on the PS3 first.
Yeah.
And that's stupid. But, again, an indie developer will probably just say, okay, well, I'll just come out on this, because fuck you. I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
No. It's not like Dungeon Defenders who had to get it out there on every platform because they spent so long making it, and it's made for all those platforms.
Yeah. No, it could be cool. I'm for it.
Me too. I'm for Kyle.
I'm always for Kyle.
Yay.
So why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us, unless you have something else to add, Kyle?
No, that's it. Anyway, you can get into contact with us on Twitter. You can contact Josh via @Nastro, myself @KRJumond, Billy @BillyWillBlack, or the podcast @Critical Strike. You can leave us a voicemail, which no one does, at 909-C-STRIKE or 909-278-7453. Or
they might. I haven't checked it in like a year.
Or you can shoot us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
And as always, head over to Platform Nation, where there's plenty of other good podcasts for your FYI. Did Double KO get brought onto that yet?
Nope.
Well, listen to Double KO, because they're good. Video Game Jocks, Rumble Pack, all of those good ones.
Yep. And leave us an iTunes review and all that other happy stuff, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do they have a new meme? You know, yelling Josh?
Let's see if I can
yell at Josh meme.
Let's see if I can
That's
find
not a fight pad, Kyle!
I know what my evening is going to be now. I'm going to find a picture of an angry Yeti.
Wow.
Oh, man,
I watched
wouldn't it
Harry
be
and the
great if
Hendersons
you
yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Weren't you a cunt about Harry and the Hendersons last time we talked?
Oh, God.
It was there.
I found a picture.
Shut up. An angry Yeti picture? That's not even possible.
It's glorious. It's glorious.
That's not a Yeti. It's a tauntaun.
It's not a tauntaun. I forgot what they're called. They're the angry snow monsters from Star Trek or Star Wars.
Tauntaun?
No, they're wampas.
God damn it, Kitty, that's my pie!
Hello and welcome to Critical Strike. I'm Josh. Here with me is Kyle.
Hello, Josh. I'm sorry you sound so defeated.
And Bill.
Hi. Do you want me to do the real one, Josh?
No, that was it. Do you guys have any interesting stories?
Come on, you can't talk like that.
I've been listening to a lot of NPR, and I'm going to talk like this now, Kyle.